Welcome to the Act 3 podcast. We're going to be giving our ranking of Born Again, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 every episode. We're going to put it in order. We're going to talk a little bit about our episodes and why we put them there.
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
Yeah,
I'll start with my number 8. My number 8 is Episode 2, Shoot the Moon. Not necessarily a bad episode, just very lackluster, especially in the scheme of the. It's necessary because it's exposition, but it kind of, now that I think of it, isn't necessary because the exposition it provides is not, as we see towards the end of the show, does not become very useful. The whole plot with the AVTF officer being captured and everything like that doesn't turn out to be much.
Actually, no. Okay.
This
show is so good. I'm scrolling through it. This episode's kind of a banger. Like, it's last for me too. I'll go ahead and reveal that. It's my 8 spot. But this has the scene.
Like, I'm not hating on it, but
yeah,
like when you look at it, it does stand out as worse than the others. And I think there's a very clear reason why they tied it with episode 3 and why they released them at the same time. It's because episode 2 was not like as hype as the other episodes, especially as episode 1, enough to give it its own release. It needed to be released with episode 3, and I think it was a really good decision. You can go ahead on what's your 8.
Good choice. Yeah, same thing. But honestly, this season's so good that scrolling through it, this is a good episode of Daredevil. Like, I would still give this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's bad by any means.
Yeah, it's good. So it starts with Bullseye in the church, which is great because the last scene we saw in episode 1 is the "You're welcome." And I love I need absolution. And then it's got Fisk punching that guy. And that's where we know that he's going to do the boxing. And then he's getting haunted. And it has that scene, amazing scene. Probably the best scene in this episode is the scene with Vanessa and Fisk. And Vanessa has like the Nosferatu shot with her looking in the windows and then literally being haunted by Dex, having visions of her. Spoiler alert, obviously throughout this whole video, but her death that she's going to have. And then she talks to Wilson and she's like, do you think that we could just have a life away from this? And you care about those characters so much that you're like, just go. You can go.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just go be happy. And I'll kind of make peace with that. You know, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen, of course, but that was great character work. And then you got a really good action scene at the end where Matt and Karen's apartment or whatever gets invaded. And yeah, just a lot of dialogue, but necessary dialogue. And a couple standout scenes.
True.
Both Dex related, of course.
Is that the episode where Dex has his elevator scene?
Yeah, that's also an episode too.
Also a really good moment, considering how little of Dex we had seen so far.
And you get Fisk calling Matt a hero live on the thing, which comes back to bite him, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was like his epic play that he made, and then later he was like, well, you say Daredevil's not a hero, huh?
Gets fucked for it.
Yeah, amazing.
Right. Also, such an epic moment considering he reveals that Fisk knew who Daredevil was, so it just revealed more lying from him. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Next year.
Number 7, I have The Scales and the Sword. I love this episode title. Really good episode title.
Sick.
Honestly, I think this one and episode 1, The Northern Star, are very similar, but like very similar in ranking for me. But I gave The Scales and the Sword a little bit lower, because like obviously, like we see at the end of most episodes, the episodes are better at the end than they are at the beginning. But that's kind of how things work in general. End of Scales and the Sword is so good. The fight where they let all the prisoners out. And then the shot where you got the stuntman going crazy, getting hit by the Billy Club. Just such an amazing ending to that episode. And actually seeing the Swordsman do something, because Swordsman is like such a fat nothing burger in all of his MCU media that we've seen. So that was cool being able to see him. Other than that, like obviously we get the whole Northern Star being sunk.
Wait, that's episode 1.
No. It's getting blown up when something gets blown up at the end of the
They blow up the port and all the workers there after the people got freed in the cages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what I'm
last
talking
scene.
about when they kill everyone.
Mhm.
But yeah, like also a solid episode. Just kind of same vibe as the second one. They had to kind of pair them together in order for it to be like a full like feeling of like, okay, I got what I wanted this week.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. But that oneer is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that. So yeah, I got the same ranking. Number
Nice.
number 7. These
Number
episode
7.
titles are also tough. And this also had my favorite scene in this episode is probably the one where Matt goes to Kirsten and she tells him, she's like, well, I was blindfolded. I can't really help you out. And he's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I can work with that. And so she's like, and then I saw pigeons, and then it shows Matt like hearing the pigeons and like
Yeah.
using his senses. Probably the best scene of Daredevil using his superpower in anything we've literally ever seen. I think that
Mm-hmm.
was such a standout scene for this entire season, honestly. And there's so many standout scenes that I haven't thought of that in weeks, and it's still so good. Like
Mm-hmm.
truly
True.
amazing episode. But
Yeah.
yeah, number 7.
Yeah, number 6, I have episode 1, The Northern Star. Such a good reintroduction to, or like refresher of Daredevil, giving us a really good aspect ratio change. Having the watch being set that sets us up for literally like 4
Yeah,
episodes.
that was so good.
So good. Because you're like, why did he do that? But then you see like why he like the full like resolution of it. The ending, obviously amazing. One of the most hype I've ever been for an episode was seeing the ending of that episode. And seeing that and like replaying it on my phone the next day, like just watching the ending, and it's like, wow, like this is so crazy. Like we almost saw Daredevil get killed. I was like, obviously he's not gonna get killed, but I was like, how is he getting out of this? And then Dex saves him, and just the "You're welcome" ultimate war farm with the bullseye logo, so good.
Great.
Um,
It was so good
just
we had to post it.
amazing way to throw it. They were like, "Are we gonna see bullseye in this first episode? Probably not." It's like, no, we do get to see him like at the very end. So like reminding us that he will be here and he is here. So yeah, Northern Star, really good episode. Really good shot where he's falling into the water whenever the ship is sinking. Just great introduction.
Yeah, I got the same. So we got the same bottom 3, and I think that's almost unanimous, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the Northern Star. That just the first scene being an action sequence, and the first shot we see of Daredevil being him walking in, and then seeing the Devil Dudes was just the biggest like, we are so back. Daredevil's officially back, like ever. And yeah, I love that Matt got absolutely like beat up, because in the Netflix show he gets beat up all the time. And then whenever he's saving Cherry and he gets like PTSD with Cherry's heart slowing down, and he like gets reminded of Foggy, and then like they just smack him, and then it has that shot where he like turns towards the camera because he gets hit, and then the camera falls with him. And yeah, just the holy shit, it's Matt Murdock. Yeah. Like that was such an intense scene. I'm like, what the? And then Dex just slimes him, and the "You're welcome." That was such a good shot that we had to post in our Instagram stories, even though like almost no one knows what that is.
Yeah, I remember seeing. Yeah.
Your 5.
Yeah, my 5 is episode 7, The Hateful Darkness. This is whenever we start to get to those episodes that are just actually like genuinely like amazing. This I'd say the bottom 3 would be like my like great tier.
Yeah.
And then this this is the beginning of like that kind of A tier where we get like, well, not necessarily like the bottom 3 or B tier, but like in regards to how the show is.
There's a quality difference.
Yeah, whenever we get to the Hateful Darkness, we get to that A tier. This episode's great. We get to see the full character arc of Buck, or not of Buck, of Daniel Blake be complete. Him letting BB go, so good. Just watching him battle and be like so torn by the fact that like she has betrayed him, and like she's been the leak this whole time, and him like confronting her about it. So good watching him, like that final moment when he talks to Buck, and just such a good monologue to end it, or like mini monologue. And then like the Karen being in prison, Kingpin has such a strong presence in in this season specifically because of everything after Vanessa dies. Kingpin just becomes so like he just becomes like only the Kingpin and no longer like Wilson.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
and his presence is so felt. It's just this like ominous, like huge character that just appears and like doesn't say much, but has like you feel it. And that's really shown in the Hateful Darkness.
Yeah. At number 7, I also have the Hateful Darkness. I think the standout scene for me in this episode is the Karen and Fisk confrontation, because they've only ever interacted. That was their second interaction. Their last interaction was when Karen was telling him that she killed Wesley, and that he like intense moment where she's like, he deserved more. The clip ran out. And Fisk goes into that with the exact same rage that he was unable to act on in season 3, except he grabs her by the neck in this one. And he definitely regrets not just killing her, because he was just trying to make an example out of her, like through the legal system with the trial. Because he could have easily killed her, but
Yeah.
he didn't. And this one really felt this is one of the ones that stood out to me as feeling like a Netflix Daredevil episode. Because there's not like Mahoney coming back helped a lot, but it was very character driven and law driven. Like it was just a really good law episode because it was most of the Karen trial. And then it had like the scene where Mahoney gets Karen out of jail long enough for Matt and Karen to talk, and that felt really impactful. And yeah, it just very intense. And of course, the Daniel Blake storyline getting wrapped up was like just so good. And the great. And Karen and Heather's interaction at the end too was also good, and a decent setup for Heather's muse becoming muse at the end, and him praying at the end. And that like the lighting is so good in the end of the episode where he's in the church and he prays for help, and then Jessica walks in as he's praying, getting like the answered prayer immediately. Very rare for Matt, but yeah, just great episode.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. My number 5, no, my number 4, is Gloves Off. Gloves Off is a really good episode. We get one of the best action sequences in all of the and well, I don't know about maybe all of the MCU, definitely all of Daredevil. Best individual character action sequences, kind of like James Gunn-esque action sequence, needle drop.
True. It is very
moment.
James Gunny, actually.
It really, and I love the those moments that we get in James Gunn movies that are like that. But so good. Bullseye aura farming moment, him putting the ketchup on the window. Such like I remember rewatching that scene over and over and listening to New York State of Mind like 15 times the following week. It's so cool. Bullseye's that really made Bullseye like one of my favorite Marvel characters, MCU characters. Was just really that episode and how much aura it gave him. It's just genuinely amazing. So good. And getting to see the scene where like him and Matt are in the apartment.
Dex's apartment. Yeah. Great interaction.
So good. Obviously like with him throwing the disc back and everything, and when Matt gets the description from the pastor and he hears Dex talking to the cat, like so good. And then obviously like at the end we get the big moment where Kingpin's got his match, which is so comic book, that you have the mayor fighting someone in a boxing match. But yeah, just so awesome. And then like obviously we get what is believed to be Vanessa dying at the end of that episode. So incredible with the way that Fisk's own like like it's his little glass city that kills Vanessa, but also him like his belt being his like ego, shattering it and ultimately being the one that defends him, but kills Vanessa. Uh, his like his presence, it's like metaphorical, but like obviously like physical, like in the way that it breaks the thing, but also metaphorical in the way of like his presence is enough to protect him, but it's not enough to protect everyone that he loves, and it's really shown there really well.
Yeah. I got the same. Episode
Yeah.
4, gloves off. The diner scene, like you said, just great. Obviously, amazing. Great needle drop. And even the intro with him showing his OCD, like he, of course, had in the earlier seasons. And he was wearing the same jacket. It was very nostalgic. And then the Matt goes back to church for the first time. Also, we didn't touch very briefly on episode 7. Dex's little redemption that he got was great. But yeah, him explaining to Matt whenever, because this is the first time Matt only ever interacted with him in the jail, where Matt just went in for like 60 seconds, couldn't handle like just his anger, just slammed his face and left. And this was their first interaction again. Matt is immediately just going in with like just such anger, like starts whenever he gets Dex on the ground and then Dex catches the billy club and then he smiles and Matt just comes behind him, smacks him in the head, and then he just like starts wailing on him, like with his like kneeing him in the face. And then that lady walks in, like Matt's just so pissed. And their interactions are always great. And Dex is just own idea. He's like, I'm gonna make things right and try and just
when Matt has the
Matt's
like, oh, hold on, like such a good
are
moment.
Are you serious? Yeah, just great representation of both of those characters. And this is basically like the main Bullseye episode. And just Vanessa's fault. She was supposed to not go. So she died evil and horny. So don't do that. She went up there, she's like, kiss me. And then she got slimed. So loser, but just great scene. And then Matt saving Dex at the end, like, dude, Fisk is so mad. Like that is peak rage bait. Honestly, Matt coming in and stopping Fisk from finally killing Dex. And it's of course Fisk's fault.
And then the Watcher.
Who Dex is like Dex just as a person, as a chaotic person, is Fisk's fault. So really intense, and that's where the season really kicks off.
Yeah, truly. Number 3, I got Requiem. Requiem, cool. Jessica Jones introduction. I think it started off. That episode started off with concern because I always have concern whenever you bring in an extra character, like a legacy character. But they did it well. Try to put some Jessica Jones stuff in there that like I don't really care much about. With her like losing her powers and stuff, like that was kind of like pointless to me. I didn't really care about that. But what makes this episode so great is not really the beginning or the introduction of just Jessica Jones, but it's 100% the second half of the episode. Amazing. Just we get so many good comic book shots of Daredevil and Kingpin, and then that final fight, truly the like possibly the best action scene, best choreo in all of Daredevil. With the way Daredevil like dodges all of Kingpin's swings at first was just so good, and how he's so like nonchalantly like moving around. But then just what is it? A rabbit in the winter.
Rabbit in a snowstorm.
Rabbit in a snowstorm. Yeah. How he ruins it, and it's just such a good metaphor and like representation of Fisk in general, and like how he is without Vanessa, and just such a good scene, them having their fight so fairly early on in the season. Amazing episode.
So I got episode 8 at number 3. I got the Southern Cross. Banger episode. We got a whole video on it. Go watch it. Really good. Just love that final interaction, and really good conclusion to what is basically 2-season long conclusion, because last season, this season are one story. It ended in a way that it was very important for them to acknowledge that it's the same thing they've done over and over again. They had this happen in season 1 of the show, happened in season 3 of the show. It's the same thing. And we were running it back, which is already like a little like, oh, but they made that an integral part of the story where they finally got like an ending of like, you're not going to prison. I'm going to prison. Just leave. Just get out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah, great action. Obviously the I'm Daredevil reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Great episode. Go watch our video on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got Southern Cross at 2, and I assume you got Requiem at 2.
Yeah, so I got Requiem at 2. That interaction, so that felt like finale. As I was watching it, I was like, this is like finale level. Like this is intense. Like the entire thing is coming down like the huge, like the riot basically forming at the end of it almost was so intense. And then whenever I realized that Fisk and Matt were having their fight in episode 6, that's whenever I realized that they were leaning into the whole, like I was just mentioning, like just the circular thing, and Matt goes to try to end it just like you leave New York. And so I think it's just perfect having their fight not be the same thing. Just at the end of the series, they fight and Matt sends them to prison. It's like, no, they have their fight now. And at the end of it, it's just the same thing. Matt wins, except this time he can't send Fisk to prison. He realizes that wouldn't work anyway. He has no choice but to walk away and do a different method, which he does in the finale. But this also has the scene with Dex and Karen and then Matt. And this is where you kind of get, it's so good because it's the scene with Matt and Karen is the exact opposite of the conversation they had in the church after they survived Dex in season 3, where Matt's like, I'm going to kill Fisk. And Karen is like, you shouldn't, we're going to figure out another way, which they do. But this time it's the opposite. And they have an example right in front of Dex of Karen, because Karen's a messy person. Karen's low-key crazy. Like they called her a sociopath and all that in the trial. And I'm like, you right.
Yeah.
And so she's like, he killed Father Lantham. He killed Foggy, obviously. And she literally is about to kill Dex. And Dex is fine. Dex is suicidal, right? He doesn't really have a purpose. He almost wanted to die in the last one, but last episode. And that interaction where Karen almost pulls the trigger and Bullseye's like, thank you, is so good. And then Matt comes in, then they have the argument, worked really well. And I love that was whenever we first got some actual stuff with Karen. And yeah, Jessica Jones coming back was good. Like there's stuff that I also don't care about, but I'm also glad it's there because like there's Jessica Jones fans. Like there's a ton of them. And like I could tell that was important stuff, which is also how I feel about Luke Cage. I personally didn't react to that, but as I watched it, I was like, this is a very important thing that's happening. They're like emotionally, honestly handling it really well. I don't really know too much about it. But we'll watch Defenders before season 3, obviously. And yeah, Rabbit in a Snowstorm getting ruined by their fight is perfect. Such a beautiful thing. And it also had flashbacks to Wesley's death. We saw Wesley's death in that because Matt goes to Fisk and he's like, people wouldn't die. Foggy, Vanessa, Wesley. And we see those shots of them. Yeah. I mean, just such a good episode and so climactic. And also this is the freaky scene and Vanessa's funeral. And like I mentioned, maybe this was the last video, but Fisk doesn't say a single word until he fights Matt. And he's just completely silent during the funeral. And it's packed. It is a packed funeral, except he is alone on his bench. Just amazing cinematography, great symbolism, and banger episode. So good.
Yeah. Number 1, we definitely both have the Grand Design. We've talked about this. It's in both of our top 3 episodes in all of Daredevil. It's genuinely a perfect episode, balancing, or not balancing, but like perfect ode to the original series by having the right aspect ratio of the old one and then having it connect back and forth. Like, what are we celebrating? We're celebrating mercy. And he extends his hand out to Bullseye and saves him and shows him mercy. Perfect. Like, literally couldn't ask for more in an episode than what we got in Grand Design. Just truly incredible. Not any action, all character work, all just talking and philosophy and everything. And it's just so good. It's just the heart of Daredevil, what it's supposed to be. And they knew that whenever they had it. They had the heart of Daredevil in concept, and also just by showing the original series, like they knew what they were doing really well. So yeah, amazing episode. perfect.
Yeah, same. Episode 5, of course. We've got a whole video on it. Go check it out. But I do not know if there will be a better piece of media. Like, the next thing that I could see that would top this for me, this as an individual episode, is like the Batman Part 2. Like, this episode means that much to me. Daredevil, the original show, is like my favorite thing ever. Born Again's really good, of course, but that original show. And this is like the perfect bridge between those. And it's with my two favorite characters, Dex and Matt. And then they bring back Foggy, and they don't make it some like huge plot related thing, but it's like season 1 where it's just Matt applying the lesson that he learned, and it's so emotional. It is so slow. I just love how much it slows down, and it's got Dex and Matt going through the thing, going through the tunnel, and of course the Fisk and Vanessa stuff is obviously really good too, with the rabbit in a snowstorm, and Wesley, bro, Return of Wesley, the goat. I mean, the episode, and it shows that Wesley knew Buck. And then you get the Buck and Daniel stuff, which now means even more. I mean, this episode is genuinely, and the shot where Matt reaches his hand out, obviously the mercy thing, one of the best moments in fiction, I would say. Like, it is one of my favorite fictional moments ever. And you get the half red and the shot in half blue with Dex, and everyone abandoning Dex, that being his whole thing. And the one person to not abandon him is Matt, the person he has hurt the most. It's perfect writing, and it being in the church, of course, there's obviously the Christian symbolism, and like, of course, that's literally what Foggy says, like mercy, that's somewhere in the Bible, right? Redemption. It is genuinely like the best thing that has come out since I can't even think. Like, the Batman is the last thing in recent memory that is that good and means that much to me. This is one of the most important pieces of fiction to me ever. It is genuinely that perfect, and like I said, we got a whole video on it, so go check it out. But
for sure,
I think that's our Daredevil ranking. Next video should be a Mall Shadow Lord review. We'll have that out I guess by the time you're watching this, within the next few days. So yeah, thanks for watching. Go watch Mall Shadow Lord. Jake will be back. Drew still dead because he didn't watch Daredevil, so you may never see him again.
He's out.
See ya.
He's out of here.